You ever been bored enough to where you start dipping shit in candle wax? I have, and I used to get grounded all the time, and I don't know if this is a normal thing or if I'm just ranting on fucking line just telling you all about my struggles as a child, but I would dip shit in fucking candle wax. You heard that, right? I would dip paper in candle wax. After the candle was burned, it would leave that wetness, that like pool of candle wax in the top of it. So I would just, I would dip my goddamn fingers in there and fucking see it harden on my finger and take it off my finger and be like, wow, now I have little finger mittens. And then I'd fucking do it on all of my hands and have a little finger mitten and just walk around touching shit with my little fucking sticky fingers, but they weren't sticky, they were waxy, and it was like awesome. And then I would take it off and they were all soft. Did anyone else do this? I would put my fucking pencils, I would dip the tip in, and I would have like the little ballpoint pens that came with the little wax tips and you'd have to take it off and shit like that. I would dip my tip in there and I would just be like, hey, look, I got a little tippy pen, and I'd take the tip off and they'd be like, what the fuck, that doesn't even look normal, because it would look like shit. It would not be like perfectly around it. I wouldn't even like shave off the edges. I did that once, that's how I know how to do it. But no, I would never I would just dip that shit and show everyone around, like, look, I got my wax pen, and they're like, that looks like shit. It looks like you just dipped it in a candle. I'm like, I did. And they're like, why? So I am thinking not a lot of people did this shit, but I feel like, there had to be that one-off person that I'm talking to right now. You know what I'm talking about. But if not, well then fuck, maybe you should go try it. You know what I'm saying? If you ever like, get your phone took, if you're like a young man, or if you're ever just bored of just fucking social media, man, just go dip that shit in a candle. It's a life-changing experience. I mean, I personally think that everyone should at least try it once.